In this video, I'm gonna walk you step by step exactly how I built this website for myself as a portfolio for the projects that I'm running so that I'm easily findable on Google and being taken a little bit more serious as a AI developer because this looks absolutely stunning in my opinion. So I will walk you right through it, like how I did this step one until step last, and then you can do the exact same. You might wonder, what is the catch? This cannot be free. Correct, it's not free. I'm not gonna make it nicer than it is. It costs a couple bucks, but everything is set with that though. You might ask, is it not a lot of effort? Depends a little bit on your creativity and if you already know what you want, but let me walk you through it. And look, you first want to know what you want to build, right? For me, it's very simple. I run the Alpha Factory. I have my YouTube channel about crypto. I have this channel about AI. I'm running a new project called Slimwork. It's a Dutch website where I offer basically to businesses the automation and all of that. I run Blockchain Decoded, which is a crypto analysis platform. So I was like, man, I should actually have some kind of a portfolio website where people can find some stuff about me. Should not be really that complicated. Eventually, I ended up with something really complicated, but really cool. Initially, what I created was this. And to be honest, for a portfolio website, this is probably a lot better. But I do feel like, man, I show what I built with AI, and to come with a very basic looking website, it's fine, but we can make it a little bit more spectacular. So let me tell you exactly what you need and how you need to do it. And let me also break down the cost, because it's going to cost a bit of money. But if you ask a web designer to create something like this, you have to have a lot of money and a lot of patience and a lot of back and forth. And I did this in an hour, give or take. So a lot better. So first thing you need a Claude subscription or Kodak subscription, or even maybe a Gemini, a Kimi subscription, whatever it may be. Get Cursor, 20 bucks a month, more than enough. You probably already have that as you're watching this video. So make sure that you got your LLM, your AI to work for you. Two, and this is the other 30% where the magic happens, is you need to install this skill right here. It's called Scroll World, and this is a free thing that you can install. I will leave it down in the description down below. All you have to do is copy paste it, and you just put it in Claude, say, install this skill for me. Thank you very much. That's it. It's that easy. You don't have to look like, what am I seeing right here? Just copy the link and paste it in Claude, and you'll see some really cool examples of how other people are building this. This is looking super, super, super stunning in my opinion. And the cool thing is you don't get limited here, right? If you feel like, oh, this is not good, that's not good, it's a skill. You can make it your own. Every time it does something you don't like, you tell Claude and you tell it like, hey, remember that in your skill. If it does something that you like a lot or that it needs to improve, tell it, right? It will get better and it will eventually, grow towards your own taste. And three, what you need is a platform where you can generate images, image to video, all of that. A lot of people are talking about Higgsfield. I'm using Krea myself. They both have their up and down sides. It's not a big difference. They offer the same models right here mostly, and that's what it's all about. Now, to get into the cost right away, because you might feel like, man, this is going to be super expensive, actually. Let me show you. I've built this morning, and if you look at my user statistics, you don't have to mind the ChatGPT 2 generation, because that's for thumbnails. So that's 11,800 credits minus 1,800, which is 10,000 credits that I've spent on this entire website that I've made right here. Now, you might feel like, okay, 10,000 credits, how much is that? If I go look at my plan, I have a plan where I have 20,000 credits per month, which is $20. So it equals $10. This has costed me 10 bucks, 10 bucks. That's it. And I get a stunning looking website for it. So that's all you need. Now, how do you use it? It depends if you're starting from scratch or if you already have a website that you may want to improve. In this case, I already had a website. So for me, it was very easy to say like, hey, this is the website. I want you to actually create a scroll world version of this website. So this is what I said. It's Dutch, but I said, I want you to use the scroll world skill to make a very cool alternative with Krea, right? Also use the LLA. It's always hard to pronounce it, but it's basically GPT 5.6 that reviews the work, because Claude reviewing its own work, it's always like, oh, I did so fantastic. It's not really what you want. So I also said, interview me, ask a bunch of questions. If there is something not certain, the design must be mind-blowing, right? So that's what it did. And then it started creating all these images. It started to ask me questions. So first what it did, it created an image, right? And the nice thing is right here that this looks already pretty stunning if you look at it like this, right? But you have to remember, this wasn't even the biggest like image generation model there is. This is Krea's own model, which was, you know, a bit cheaper. But you can also use Nano Banana Pro, ChatGPT Image 2. Then you have mind-blowing images as well, actually. So that started with creating the images. And after it did that, it started creating the actual videos, right? So if I show you the first video, and it did it with sound, I asked it not to play with sound in the actual website, of course. But if you look at this, then it's pretty cool. Right, so what it does, it creates a bunch of images, and then it may use these images as references to create a video out of it. So it says like, start with the reference image, end with another reference image, and make a video in between. And the scale has a way of prompting your image generator, so you don't even have to do that. So it created a bunch of these videos right here. As you can see, I really love this one as well. The film set basically, and it goes right into the next scene, right? So the transitions are stunning, if you ask me. Well, like that, it created all these videos. Also this one right here. And then it all puts it together on a website, right? So for me, it starts with what I'm doing, right? I built things that give people their time back, right? That's what I'm basically doing with everything that I'm building. And I can scroll further. And the first thing that it shows is me on YouTube. That's my YouTube section. And mind, like, this is not done yet. I do think that these kind of buttons right here, it's barely readable, right? Like, it's white on white. It doesn't make sense, but it's a small adjustment that you can just tell Claude to make, right? But this is my YouTube set, right? And we have that camera right there looking very amazing. Then we go to Blockchain Decoded, which is my crypto analysis platform, and you see the blockchain basically. Then we go into the Alpha Factory, which is my community platform where we do charting, investing, portfolio tracking, all of that. And then it goes to my new project, Slimwork, and therefore these robotic arms, because I'm basically helping small businesses using and setting up AI. At least that's what I'm starting up right now. And then you get the overview, right? The control room, the chair is yours. Got something you want to build, automate, or explain? I'm one person and I answer my own email, get in touch, watch on YouTube. And then we go to the actual website right here, where it gets a little normal again, right? So pretty awesome. Now, step by step though. So step one was, of course, getting that scale. It's down below again. There's no, like, that's just free. It's something you can just paste the link into Claude and say, hey, install this, and it will install it. And that's it, right? Then number two is you want to have Krea linked to Claude, right? In case you use Krea. But the same goes for Hexfield. So how do you do that exactly? Well, again, with Hexfield, it's the same kind of thing. But with Krea, in this case, you can just go to krea.ai/MCP. You copy this link right here after you logged in, of course, right? You have to have an account. So make an account, I would say, right? Copy this link. And the cool thing is you don't have to have subscription because I know we all hate that. Yeah, like you can also just deposit $5 and first, right? And see if it just works out for you. But you copy this link right here. You go to Claude, click the plus button, you go to your connectors and you click manage connectors right here. You can add one, you can add a custom connector. You fill in the link right here, remote MCP server URL. You give it a name. Oh, I copied the wrong link, but you copy the Krea MCP, right? That I just showed. You give it a name. In this case, it's called Krea. Click add, and that's it. And then here it is. Now you can also see with Krea, I did click on always allow, always allow, always allow. Otherwise, it's going to be restricted and it's going to tell me like, oh, I cannot do this. I cannot do that. You have to turn that on. Just allow it all. I don't care. Right? I trust. I have no trust issues. That's even worse than trust issues. And then the fun part. This is where you have to think. I know, right? but we need it. What do you want? What kind of website are you trying to create? Or are you trying to recreate a website that you already have, which makes life a little bit easier? Or do you just want to test it out? That's also fine, right? But you have to tell Claude now what you want to build, of course. So let's imagine that you already have an idea, which is making life a lot easier. Then you just tell Claude, hey Claudie, I want you to make a website using the scroll world skill and by using my Krea MCP. Make it a nice looking website about stars, cats, potatoes, crypto, and AI. Combine it. Make it cool. Make the transitions awesome. And don't forget to include coffee. Very specific. I'm, of course, not going to make this, but if that's your idea, do that. And then the most important thing before you hit send is say the following. Interview me. Ask me anything. Now, what's also important that you want to do though, is that you already kind of maybe know like what models you prefer on Krea or on Hexfield. But let me just talk about Krea for this video because mine did it with Krea large 2. And that's a great model though. But if you feel like, man, I love GPT-2 image, like that one is mind-blowing, or Nano Banana Pro, or I really want seed dance for the videos, make sure to say it like, hey, use these as a default though. Otherwise it's gonna do its own thing and gonna say like, well, this one was cheaper. Yeah, because it sucks, right? Like, so you do want to mention that. Now, if I'm completely being honest, I think that with Krea, the best, models that you can use for image generation are either Nano Banana Pro or ChatGPT 2, which are like very good. ChatGPT 2 is a little bit cheaper. And I don't know why nobody mentions this, but Flux 2 Max is quite underrated. I love this one as well. And for the video generators, I would say use Seedance. I use Seedance 2.0 Mini, by the way, which is fine for this. VO 3.1 Fast is also amazing for this type of stuff. And Kling 3.0 is really like, that's really my top 3 right there. And what I did this with Opus 4.8. I know everybody is talking about using Fable 5 for this type of stuff. However, it's a lot more expensive. And if you use the right image to video models and all of that, and the prompting is good, then the difference between Fable 4.8, Opus 4.8 and Fable 5 as the executor is not going to be a big world of difference, but it is twice as expensive. So don't use necessarily like Fable for everything. It's in this case a little bit overrated, I think. Also, during the entire process, Claude is going to ask you how many scenes do you want, right? This is scene 1. This here is scene 2, scene 3. Scene 4, scene 5, scene 6. It's gonna, by standard, it's gonna use 6 scenes, right? But it has to create quite some images, quite some videos, necessarily like that's even the most expensive thing here. You can also say like, well, start with 2 scenes. Just see how it goes. Fine tune that. Make sure that that's on point. And only if you are 100% satisfied, tell it like, okay, now add a 3rd one. Because if you start off with 6, you pay, you wait, it takes long. If there's something not correct, you have to clean everything up again. So you better just start with 2 first, right? Have 1 transition. So you know like, okay, the transition is on point, the video is on point, the placement is good, the colors are good, the scrolling, the graphics, everything. And then just continue with the next scenes if you want. Now, how's this on mobile, you say? It's not bad, right? We have a nice little drop down right here. And if I scroll on mobile, you can see that it's kind of working just as fine. It cuts a bunch off, of course. These images are 16:9. So obviously you don't see it as full screen, but hey, it's mobile, right? Overall, this is not looking bad, right? It's very mobile optimized by default. And so if you look at it like that, if you're on a very small device, even smaller maybe, like can we make it even smaller? Yeah, make it even smaller. Right? It works. It's the text, it's placed correctly. It's all like, yes, that also is not some kind of catch here. So for this, it looks really cool and like, whoa, and how do you do that? It's not so hard to do it. The hardest thing with also this is coming up with your own ideas. It's easy to get dragged in like, wow, this looks amazing. Let me just build something random and then end up with something random. So always have a plan. And therefore I would say, like, you can also go to Claude and first say like, hey, I want to build a website. Don't do it yet. Brainstorm with me about what I should have, what should be on the website, right? Like, use it as your sparring partner instead of your builder only. That often works for me very well because it makes you aware of things that you haven't even thought of at first. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. And if you like to see more of this stuff, I'm happy to spend $10 every week for demonstration purposes. So thanks for watching. Take care.